Many individuals have discussed this notion of the higher self. Many of you have wondered, what is the higher self? Well, let us explain it in the following way. The higher self is, in a sense, the idealized self of any particular life you may have. It is what you are aiming for in this life. It is that which is representative of the combination of goals, of themes, of destinies that you have set out for yourself as the person you chose to be in this life. That which you are, bit by bit and day by day, learning to become. The idea of communicating with the higher self in any given life, and there is therefore obviously a higher self for each and every different life. But the obvious idea in understanding that it is representative of your ideal self is to recognize that communication with the higher self is, in fact, the process of becoming the higher self, of acting as the higher self, not just simply carrying on some separate dialogue with something above you, for it is you. It is what you have planned to be, to become in this life, as best as you can. Yes, there is a non-physical, higher extension of yourself that you could say is the higher self. At times you feel you can be communicating with it, but remember, it is you. And in that sense, you are really talking to yourself, talking as yourself, talking with yourself, convincing yourself to be your best self, to move in the direction of the things that give you joy and passion and excitement, because that is the vibration of your true self, as we have discussed many times with many of you. That feeling of excitement, that feeling of passion, that feeling of joy, that vibration, that feeling, that is the true you, the true state of your natural self. Notice I did not say your normal self. Your natural self. And the higher self is the goal, in a sense, to attain in this life, following that passion the best you can, being as unconditionally loving as you can be, both for yourself and for others. For if you do not start with yourself, how can you give to others? Knowing that each and every one of you is a facet of the multidimensional crystal of all that is, and that the goal and the purpose of any individual life is to be that facet completely. That is your mission, that is your purpose, to be the you are now. Yes, 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 you have many lives. But the you are now only has one life to live. Therefore, the purpose of this life now is to be the best you can be, the fullest you can be, the true self, the natural self that you have chosen to be. And your higher self contains all that information. It is your self-chosen destiny, your self-chosen form of expression of your naturalness, of your truth. And the best way to talk to the higher self, as I said, is to be the higher self in physical terms. For remember, your consciousness is not in your body. Your body is in your consciousness. And the idea, therefore, is to recognize that the less separation you make, the less barriers you impose between the concept of yourself as a physical being and the concept of yourself as a non-physical being, then the smoother flow you will have, the greater opportunity you will have to act as the higher self. And as the higher self, then to recognize that physical reality is not something you live in, it is what you are. Physical reality is you. It is an expression of the total consciousness that you are. You do not live in physical reality. It is simply an extension of how you see yourself. It is a reflection. The very process of evolving spiritually, of becoming the higher self, and the higher self becoming the oversoul, and the oversoul becoming one with all that is, in how many ever stages you choose to create that event to take place in, that process is the process of becoming, the realm of becoming, the reality of becoming the dimension itself that you previously thought you existed within. So it is more a recognition of integration and actions that are representative of integration, of those things that you have segregated and separated within yourself